All right, Mrs. Baker, I'm sorry, Barker had 2 and 7/8 cups of flour in her pantry. Her neighbor borrowed 1 and 1/8. How much does she still have? So here are our 2 and 7/8. If they borrowed it, no longer have it. So that's going to be subtracting, and I just covered up some information I need there. It's going to be subtracting 1 and 1/8. So 2 and 7/8, let's say that's pretty close to 3. 1 and 1/8, well, that's pretty close to 1. So she had about 3 cups. Let's take away 1. I get 2 cups left. So I'm thinking my answer is probably going to be around 2. Guys, the reason why I do that is just that way I have an idea in my head of about where I should be. Now let's actually solve this. So I'm going to use the picture first. Just because it's up top, let's use it. So here's our 2 and 7/8. They borrowed 1 and 1/8, so I'm subtracting 1 and 1/8. So let's get rid of this one whole thing right here. Let's get rid of one of those right there. So how much is left? 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. Now we need to do a renaming bar for 6/8 because if we can reduce, we must reduce. They've got a common factor of 2. So if I make groups of 2 with 6, I can make 3 groups of 2. I can make 4 groups of 2 with 8. So it'll be 3/4. So answer is 1 and 3/4. 1 and 3/4 is really close to 2. So let's use our number line here. So that way we can be thorough. Nope, it is down there. I'm going to extend that page a couple times so that way we can. So she had 2 and 7/8. 2 and 7/8. Well, let's just jump over here to 2. 1/8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, eighths. Always good to double check. So she had 2 and 7/8. Well, then Mr. Horton, Mrs. Horton, borrowed 1 and 1/8 of that. So now we gotta go backwards. Let's go backwards 1/8. So now I'm at 6/8. Well, I'll go back a whole number, minus 1. Well, 1 is equal to 8/8, right? It is. So let's count 8/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, right there. So where are we at? We're at 1 and 6/8. As I said earlier, 6/8 is actually 3/4. So our answer is 1 and 3/4. Let me correct my little arc here. Always good to double check your work. Okay. This seems hard, but it's really not. Okay. Leah's dog ate 1 and 1/6 cups of dog food yesterday and 1 and 2/6 today. What fraction represents the amount that Leah's ate over 2 days? Well, I'm going to add. Okay, it gives me yesterday, it gives me today, and I want the amount over 2 days. Well, that's 2 days. I'm adding 1/6, 1 and 1/6, and 1 and 2/6. 1 and 1/6 is really close to 1. 1 and 2/6, it's about 1.5. Okay, so I'm looking at 1 plus 1.5 of them, somewhere around 2.5. I can write a 2 there. All right. So luckily they gave us a picture here. I've got one hole. That's going to be 2. Let's move this guy right here. That gives me 3. out of 3/6. 3/6 is equal to 1/2. So my answer is 2 1/2. Hey, I was right again. Alright, let's use our number line. Okay, so day 1 was 1 1/6, 1 1/6. Day 2 was 1 2/6. So I'm going to add 1 whole, which is equal to 6/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/6. So that's 1 whole. So I'm now at 2 1/6. If you notice, our fractions are the same. And then I need to add 2 more sixths to that. 1, 2. So 2/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, and then 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. So my answer is 2 1/2. Alright. Last 2 problems, I promise. Reggie and Josiah sprouted lima beans, measured 1 1/4. Josiah's is 1 3/4. How much taller? I'm comparing. How much taller? That's going to be a subtraction problem. So Reggie is 1 1/4. Josiah is 1 3/4. What's the difference between them? If I'm estimating, 1 1/4 is really close to 1. 1 3/4 is really close to 2. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So my answer should be somewhere about 1. Let's see. I like using the pictures. If they're going to give me pictures, let me use pictures. So these basically are going to cancel each other out. Right? 1 minus 1 is 1. Okay, now I've got 3/4 and 1/4. Let's cancel that out. What's left is 2/4, which is equal to 1/2. I thought it was going to be 1. I got 1/2 left. Okay, let's use a number line to double check us. So that's 2. There's 1. There's 0. Okay, so I have 1 3/4, 1 1 2 3/4. I'm subtracting 1 whole. Minus 1 whole, counting by 4s would be 4/4, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4/4, which means that this is 3/4. And then I also have to take away another 1/4 from that, which gives me 2/4, and we know that 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2, and there's our answer. There's 1/4. Last problem. Let's see, there was a loaf of cinnamon bread, 3/8 of bread for breakfast, 5/8 of dinner. About how much bread did she serve for breakfast and dinner? About means to estimate.
Staff, just to let you know that the custodians are not working
breakfast
their normal hours
and
today.
dinner,
They will be
and
out
they're
in the
going to be
building
adding
at
it.
5:30, and the alarm will be set. So,
And we're waiting for announcement to be finished.
Here by 5 o'clock at the very latest, so they can wrap up what they need to do. Again,
And I'm going to keep talking so that way you're not having to listen to that. So we're going to be adding those two things together. About how much? That's 1 2 3/8. It's really close to 1/2. And 5/8. It's close to 1. So I'd say pretty close to 1/2. Because right here, that would be 1/2. 4/8. So I need to go back 1 or go 1 2 3 to get to 1. So I'm going to say about 1/2. 1/2 plus 1/2 would equal 2. I'm going to say 2. Alright. Hopefully that didn't confuse you too much. If you have any questions, write up on your whisk. We'll be doing many examples of this in class so that way you are fluent in it.